Ready, set, go? Good morning and welcome, everyone. My name is Christina, and on behalf of our pastor and the Board of Trustees, welcome to the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. We ask that you turn your cell phones off now. To begin our service, Mr. Ray Carroll will light 3 candles, symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Well done. You get a point. And please join with me in saying good morning and welcoming our pastor to the podium. We're already there.
Morning, everyone. Just a little note, just to let you know that they are starting to work on the center beam of the church. So they have started work putting in supports for that. So hopefully by the middle or the end of August, we will be back in the temple. So we can all go back to temple. So get your yarmulkes out. So we should be. Now I'm hoping. So you all keep putting prayers out. We still are looking for donations. So if somebody online or somebody has a 4-wheeler, a gas 4-wheeler that runs, it does not have to look pretty, just has to run. So we can use for the maintenance staff. So if you have one or you have one that you would like to donate, we are a 501c. So the maintenance men will love you here if you donated it to them so they can use it, because they're tearing up the golf cart trying to pull stuff with that. So, and also we are still looking for donations for the Colby Temple. So just write on your check or donate to the camp Colby Temple Fund, and it goes strictly for the refurbishment of the temple. I want to thank you.
Please rise as you are able for our invocation. Father, Mother, God, let the light of truth shine in us during this Sunday service and keep us connected with love when we depart. Amen. You may be seated. Located in the bulletin are our declarations of principles. Please join with me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Also in the bulletin is our prayer for spiritual healing. Please recite it with me. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. We'll now join in a guided meditation, so please get comfy. Take a couple of deep breaths if you would. and let your eyes fall gently closed. With your next breath, let your body sink into the seat. Let your feet, your legs, your torso, your arms, your hands, your neck rest, be warm, and feel relaxed. As you breathe the next few breaths, let your lungs enjoy the feeling of being filled with air and then releasing and letting it go. On the next inhale, picture rays of white light coming into your body and swirling softly around, filling you with the feeling of being calm. Now, feel your heartbeat in your chest. Feel its warmth and feel the kindness that is always there. And let your heartbeat be felt all over your body. You are filled with love. Put your awareness above your head and notice there is a ball of light. It is white with a low, steady glow. And as you inhale and exhale, the ball grows brighter and brighter. And soon a cascade of light pours from the ball, slowly falling down around you until it forms a beautiful cocoon of white light. And the light now touches you, and your skin begins to shimmer with a golden light. Your face, your head, your chest, arms, legs, feet. You feel the golden light and you feel the white light now radiating out of the cocoon, touching everyone nearby, filling the room and going beyond the room, through your community and around the world. Everyone is now basking in the gold and white glow of love, light, and peace. And into your awareness now steps all of your helpers in spirit. They let you know they are always here. They are always available. That is the agreement. That is the perfect purpose of their journey, whatever it is for your highest good. Spend a moment with them. Share your heart with them. And feel their loving offer to you to be helpful. You may call them with your thoughts. You may connect with them through the warmth and the brightness of your heart. You can connect with them each time you breathe with the prayer that is on your breath. That is the agreement. You are not alone. This is a community. That is the agreement. In the next moment, connect with each. Expand your agreement, how you will connect with them. Express your gratitude and the sincerity that you have. In the next moment, say your goodbyes, or rather, until we meet again. And know that with every breath, the prayer on your breath can call and connect with them. And with your next 2 inhales and exhales, breathe gentle awareness back into the room where you're sitting, into your body, into your seat. And take one more deep, slow breath, and slowly open your eyes. Well done. Well done. I was feeling that vibe, so that you all did really well. Good instruction followers. And I do want to tell you that this is super fun for me to be able to introduce Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates to be...
We got music.
Pardon me?
We got music.
We have music. Oh. Let's have music, please. Stay here.
What?
I'm still happy. Still happy. Timing is everything, though. Please join with me in welcoming Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates.
Morning, everyone. Today I'm going to play a little bit of Paul Harvey for the rest of the story. I know we're told a lot in our lives about what our religion is and how our principles affect us in our lives. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a story about the principles, a little bit another story that was part of the principles. And you know, we have to think back to when the Fox sisters actually heard the raps in the home around Rochester, New York. And at that time, there was fringe groups of Mormons Millerism, which was actually founded by a gentleman up there in upstate New York, which actually was going on at that point. And then around that time period, they believed in angels speaking to people that had passed to spirit. A lot of that was already going on in that area of Rochester, in that area, before the Fox sisters actually heard the first raps. They already knew that they could communicate with the people that passed over to spirit. It wasn't a movement, it was just a knowing of these groups, these fringe groups that were actually in play at that time. And actually, some of the Quakers actually worked with the Fox sisters, took them in, and worked with them to bring forth spiritualism. We talk about our principles, but our principles, a lot of the principles actually we talk about in our lives was already in motion. A lot of this was in motion before they wrote the first principle. The first, it was because it was all set as the Declaration of Independence, of the Declaration of Principles, not Independence. I'm not going that far back. But in 1871, the communication of spirit of Robert Owen through Emma Harding Britton, actually, she brought through seven of the principles at that time through Robert Owen, and that was the fatherhood of God. Second, the brotherhood of man, the communication of spirits, and the ministry of angels. Continuous existence of human soul, personal responsibility, the compensation and retribution hereafter for good and evil deeds done on earth. And the seventh was a pretty long one, was eternal process over every human soul. It first appeared in the 1840s in the district there in New York, but during that time, before that all was going on, there were other principles that were actually filtering through people that actually were having these visions of spirit, of connection to the higher realms. And their first one was beneficial power. Wise intelligence pervades and controls the universe, sustaining towards all human beings the intimate relation of parent, whose revelation in nature, whose interpreter is science, and whose most acceptable worship is doing good to all. Boy, if we had to say that every Sunday morning, you all would just give up. But these were very long ones. Number two was all truth is sacred and the authority absolute to the individual that apprehends it. But while one may aid another in the perception of truth and duty, no one can determine for another what is truth. Hence, each human being must believe and upon individual responsibility. A lot of these were actually put in motion. And you have to really understand, even before that, there was the Society of Christ, which was the Latter-day Saints, later known as Latter-day Saints, Jehovah's Witness, but long, the Jesuit priest, they had a set of principles that actually was set into their religion. This is like the third printing or fourth printing of this book. It's called Secret Wisdom, and it was actually put by the Society of Christ. But their principles, if you really understand that it was all brought through spirit and everything was brought through spirit, our principle is that we believe in infinite intelligence. Our first one. Their first one is, we believe in infinite intelligence, whose wisdom and the power is reflected in nature and which the human soul recognizes as the love and goodness of God. That was their first principle, and that was long before these principles were actually given to Emma Harding. Even the second one, we believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual expression of infinite intelligence. And then theirs was, we believe that the foundations of our philosophy are found in the Holy Bible and in the wisdom teachings of all the great religions. That was their second one. As we believe these and put these in motion, and we asked you to recite these on Sunday morning and put these in motion in your life, but we really asked you to put them, to really understand how they radiate to you. A lot of individuals have a thing with spiritualism that we have to be spiritualist. not a lot of people are just going to be pure-blood spiritualists that are just that. What we are going to do is we're going to take all this other stuff that we've conglomerated within our lives, our religions from our family, situations in our lives, things that we were raised with, things that we were told, things that were put in our vibration. Those are part of us. Those are part of the vibration. I was talking to Gregory Kent this morning about that. It was actually brought into our lives. So we're not going to give it up. It's part of us. It's part of our being. It's part of who we are. So we're going to filter that in. And when spiritualism was doing all this, as I said it with the Fox sisters and the rappings in Hydesville, you have to realize that at that time we had Miserism, we had Millerism, we had a lot of isms going on at that part of our lives, and we had Catholic, Methodists, Protestants, we had Quakers, we had all these other people filtering into spiritualism at that point. There were and other religions, and all of a sudden spiritualism gave birth to spiritualism, and people started entering the religion, started entering the spiritualism, which also they brought their stuff with them. They brought stuff with them. Back in the day, nobody was actually born a spiritualist. Not born a spiritualist. I was raised a spiritualist, so I've been in this my whole life. I was raised a spiritualist, so by my mother. So the question is understanding the religion, and so I brought some stuff with me from my father and different family members, but I'm still consider myself a spiritualist. But I still have other belief systems that I have in play in my life. So you have to realize when you read these principles, when you read them, what do they mean to you? What is we believe in infinite intelligence? What does that mean to you? Does it mean God? Does it mean some kind of power? Does it mean that infinite spirit is in everything around us? What does that really mean to you? What does it connect to you for? What does that mean to you when you say it to yourself? I have a thing where I tell people that they need to realize it's quieting that voice within your head, that crazy little person in your head that goes running around doing all this stuff in the background. That is the voice that we need to quiet. So when you say what you say in your life, what do you secondly say to yourself after you say it? What happens when you say that? What do you absolutely, you can tell me, Lewis, I believe, this is what I believe. You can say that here. But when you get quiet and listen to yourself, what are you telling yourself? What is your true core belief of that saying, of that vibration? And that's training yourself. That's where we can go into all these things in our lives and train ourselves to figure out what our inner being is telling us. What are we telling ourselves when we go forth in this religion? And when we read this stuff, the third one was, we believe that deep metaphysical understanding of the aforementioned teachings give profound insight into knowledge. This knowledge is to be increased by the diligent effort of the individual through study and meditation. A lot of us get here in this religion, and what do? We allow everybody else to tell us what we think we should know, instead of going out researching the vibration of what it actually giving us the information. We need to put as much information into our situation as we need to pick from that information to give us the vibration that works for us. That includes healing, that includes mediumship, it includes everything. It includes what it means to you. Because some things that I think are just awesome, that are wonderful, you might go, he's swimming out there with the sharks, he's out there. But then you go, that's not what I believe. But the question is this what radiates to you? What connects to your vibration? That's what you're going to believe. When you read books in the bookstore that tells about all these adventures of people having these adventures with spirit, and you look at the book, oh, I ain't seen nothing like that. Oh my God, this person must be lying because I ain't seen nothing like that. It is through practice and understanding this vibration. I spent most of my childhood and into my early adulthood majorly in seances about every single month, 2 or 3 times a month with my mother. So I attended a lot of seances, attended a lot of things of spirit walking out of the walls, dropping out of the ceilings, things moving in the room without nobody being there. So a lot of these experiences I've had through seances and connecting to the spirit world. And that's what you have to do in your life vibration, is to meditate. It says meditation. I know some people, they come to classes, they tell me they can't see anything. Well, can't see anything. Nope, don't see nothing. Because the vibration isn't open. It means you've closed something. You've closed a door. You've closed a vibration within your life. It takes time to reopen a door. Sometimes our doors get a little rusty, and these little WD-40, sometimes we have to spray it a few times before it actually will open. And if we give up too early, Spirit might just have that next vibration, that next avenue for you to break loose to get yourself to where you need to do in a meditation. So it's a connection of finding that purpose, that vibration within your life, what works for you. Number 4 for the priest was, we believe that religion and science is given an indestructible evidence in the continuity of life after the change called death. It's kind of like the one that we say. It's really much a lot like it, because we believe that there is all it does is we move from this earth plane to the spirit world. There's no stopover. There's no stopping. You don't get lost somewhere in the ethers. You move from here to the spirit world. It's what you perceive as you enter the spirit world is what you personally you are going to see. What you believe that you're going to see is that belief system. What do you believe that you're going to see? If I believe what my father believed, I would think that I'm not going to pass go. I'm going to go right there, and it's going to go awful warm. If I believe what my father believed. Because I am doing stuff that not what he believed. But if I believe that, I don't believe that. I believe in what I have that connection of. So what do you believe in? What do you connect to when you talk about spirit? Do you believe you leave this earth plane, or do you believe you go to dust? Do you believe there's a hell out there somewhere, or do you believe no? What do you personally believe? What have you been taught in your life? What are you still holding on to within the vibration? Those are the things you need to clear before you move, because once you get to the spirit world, it's what you believe is what you will see. So, if your belief system, start asking your guides, talking to them, making some kind of conversation. We had a talk today in the Lyceum about George Colby, who came here with Seneca. He was listening to Seneca. But there was another guide with George Colby called a philosopher, who was actually a major player within George Colby's life as the philosopher. There was also the unknown guide, but I don't know why he didn't actually name that guide. But the philosopher was the one that helped Colby also. So there were these 2 guides, Seneca and the philosopher, who actually were working with George Colby to bring him here. George Colby actually deeded the property here to the organization, but the reason he deeded this property to the organization, at the time, the spiritualists were meeting in Ponce de Leon Springs, and they wanted to deed that property to the organization. So if George Colby wouldn't have deeded this property, we would probably be having little houses around Ponce de Leon Springs right now, up in Ponce de Leon, because they were trying to bring the camp there, not here. So it's the thought of where we need to be in our vibration as spiritualists, and a connection to that vibration. We always believe in the golden rule. The golden rule is intertwined through every single religion. It is printed somewhere in every single religion. So it doesn't really matter what religion you're in, the golden rule is there. It is part of every single vibration, every single religion. And we have that as one of our principles. and the responsibility of everybody in our life, the moral responsibility. And we have to realize that we can judge people and say, oh my God, we'll never do that. Or we pull our glasses down and go. But it doesn't matter. It's like that person is on their journey. We have not walked a mile in their shoes. We have not been where they are. And for us to judge how someone reacts or situations within their life, we have to allow people to be who they are, to connect to that higher vibration of where they feel they need to be. Maybe there's some life lesson or some encouragement in this lifetime that they have to go through. They have to see it through, and they're moving through it as best they can for themselves. And we are not for us to judge the vibration. My father used to tell me a story about an individual that went to the spirit world, and he kept complaining. He goes, I don't know how that individual got here. How he got here to the spirit world, I don't know how he made it. And God looked at him and said, well, he might be wondering how you got here too. So the question is we worry about more than where we are. It's where our thoughts are, is how we perceive something. You might look at a road and go, well, this is what I see. Somebody else could look at exact the same road and see something totally different than what is down that road. You see it the way you're supposed to see it on your journey on this earth plane. You're here to affect yourself, but you're also here to affect the whole vibration. And when Spiritualism was doing all this was going on in the 1800s. We were going through all kinds of stuff at that time. People were dying. There was all kinds of things going on at that time. So Spiritualism got a good foothold, a really good foothold. It's not until the Fox sisters reneged on what they were doing and put a crushing blow to the movement of Spiritualism. The Spiritualism was moving at a very fast rate, pulling a lot of people into the religion until the Fox sisters said, we didn't really do it, we faked it. Then it's put a blow to Spiritualism and the growth of Spiritualism ever since after. It has been that vibration that happened back at that time. So we have to realize is how, even if that put a blow to Spiritualism, what do we say to ourselves that causes us to put a blow to our own spiritual growth? What puts a blow to us, connects us to not move forward enough in our life to get ourselves to where we need to be? That is the question. It is the vibration. Nobody's perfect. So if you're perfect, you're probably not here. You're walking on water and you're off somewhere else. So we're all kind of where we are in our lives. And we have to realize that everything we do or say and actually think in our lives causes something. Causes a ripple effect, whether on this earth plane or in the spirit world. So it's connecting to that higher sense of consciousness within our lives. It affects your health, your well-being, your relationships, your things in your life. It's that little inner voice, that little crazy person that wanders around you, telling you stuff. And that could be something from your childhood, something from in your life that you never really quite got past. Something that's set with you, it's set in the vibration. And that's what you listen to. You get quiet. And the best exercise I could tell people to do is to get quiet. And say something. Just say something out loud. I don't care if the people in the house hear you or not. Just say something out loud. Then close your eyes. And what do you think once you said it? Once you let it leave your mouth, what are you inwardly thinking? That is the true vibration of what you're actually putting out into the spirit world. What are you thinking? So a lot of us don't have to break everything in our lives and say, oh, no, don't do that. I tell people, my grandfather was Native American. My grandmother was Native American. So I've got that in my vibration. My other grandmother was Catholic, full-blooded Roman Catholic. I was supposed to be the first Catholic priest in the family. My father was down earth, down in the mud, holding the Bible, holding the little tickler blood. He was a down Southern Baptist, and it was nothing to say, nothing else I could do. So all these things happened around our dining room table. And my mother was a spiritualist. So our conversations around our house was kind of, it was cute. But we have to realize that through that upbringing, I found who I needed to be. Sure, I have a little bit of Catholic going on, a little bit of this. I'm not purebred. I'm like a little mutt. Got all kinds of stuff going on around me. But I've made sense of it that actually worked for me. So that's what you have to ask yourself. Does your life work for you? Does it fit you? Does it connect to you? Does it work for you? If not, then start talking to your guides, explaining to them what you would like to see, what you would personally like to see in your life, and see if they propel themselves out there and propel it towards you. Sometimes we have to get rid of things to receive new. You have to do a little bit of a clearing, a little spring cleaning in your life. If you're a hoarder and you got so much stuff, Spirit has no place to put something else. So sometimes we have to clear things, move things, rearrange things in our vibration. When I first came out the Cassadaga, it was this awesome place. And still to this day, I still feel this is the most awesome place of the energy that dwells within this place. I do. I think it's the most awesome place because of the energy, the vibration that radiates here. If you ever got here early in the morning at 6 o'clock, before all the people get up and wander through the organization, just walk, oh my God, the energy is awesome. It is just there. So you have to realize, so when you get to your life, your connection in your life, is your life awesome? Is it awesome? Allow yourself to be awesome, because the energy around you is going to affect other people. It's going to affect them on their journey. So how they get on their journey might be how you affect them, how you affect their energy, their vibration. So getting those thoughts, the vibration, understanding when you take the paper home today, read the principles, close your eyes. What do you believe with that? If you read the healing prayer, do you truly believe that you can be healed? Do you truly believe it? That's what you have to ask yourself. Not because you read the prayer. Do you truly believe that you can be healed? When you read and you recite these things, it is the repetition of stuff that brings it in within your life. You keep repeating something long enough, you'll remember what you've been saying. So the question is, really truly understand what you're bringing into your life. Ask yourself, does it work for you? Have a 5-year plan. 5-year plan. Have a 5-year plan in your life. Does what you do in your life right now work for you for 5 years? Does it? If not, start explaining to your guides. I have plenty of guides that work with me. Some of them are a little crazy, but most of them are okay. And I work with them. My wife says, don't listen to them. I said, well, I listen to them. To close my lecture, I thought it was cute. I had a lecture one time in front of about 350 psychiatrists. And I told them, I looked right at them, I said, I hear voices. I listen to the voices. And I do what the voices tell me to do. So, we have to realize in our lives, are you listening to the voices? Are you listening to what your higher self is telling you? What it is telling you and how it is trying to propel you forward. We don't have to take their advice verbatim in our lives, but at least look at it, especially if it keeps being very repetitious in front of you. I had a lady over in St. Petersburg, and I told her, I said, lady, you're going to move. She goes, no, I'm not. I don't care what Spirit does. I don't care what they do. I'm not moving. I said, no, Spirit wants you to move. You're going to have to move, dear. She didn't move. She got home one day, and her house was in a sinkhole. Her house is gone. And she said, Louis, I could hear my voices. I could hear my guides going, you're going to move now, aren't you? So the question is, sometimes Spirit goes, please, please, please do it. Please. Okay, duct tape them. Let's drag them. You never want to get to that tearing of the duct tape. It doesn't work well. Listen to yourself. Listen to the vibration of Spirit. Remember, spiritualism is a religion of all religions. We can't get away from that. Everybody that's in spiritualism brings part of their religion with them. So we are a religion of all religions and associated with each. So it's what you believe and what you bring into the vibration that encourages the spiritualism movement and encourages the movement within your own being. So keep your religious beliefs first. Keep whatever you need in your life that make you happy. Because if you're happy, you're going to make the religion happy. If you're trying to do what I'm doing and trying to do what somebody else is doing and making yourself miserable, you're not going to be good for the spiritualist movement. You're not going to be good for this connection because you're miserable, because you can't do what you really want to do. So follow your heart. Do what you love. Love what you do. Thank you.
That was A+. Actually, it was a little bit of a roller coaster ride for me. But just listening to that, and maybe you all share this, the last few months you've just been kind of working very hard, and then, I could work a little harder because something's not working out. And then you're figuring out what to let go, and then you lose sight of where you're headed. So now we are reminded that we have permission to be who we are. So thank you for that. That was rocking. So A+. Few announcements. Next Wednesday, this Wednesday, July 29th, our message bearer for our demonstration of Spirit service will be Reverend Margaret Schmidt. And next Sunday, our speaker for the Sunday service, August 2nd, is Mr. Ray Carroll. And our Sunday Lyceum speaker will be Reverend Gregory P. Kent. And every Sunday we have Adult Lyceum, known as Sunday School, from 9:30 to about 10:15 in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. You're in it? You're not? And to participate in absentee healing, please print the first name and first name and first initial of the last name of a loved one, a friend, or even a pet in our healing book at the back left corner of the building. And please go to Cassadaga.org to see events at this time and to download our recording of the Sunday service. And our online audience, it's been wonderful to be with you today. This is the end of our live feed, and thank you for tuning in.
Helping each other to find our unique medicine. And your eyes shining brighter, your heart feeling lighter, and your ego getting smaller, like the loosening of a collar, and your purpose getting clearer. Spirit family drawing nearer. know a man who's always expecting a prize. And I know a man who thanks the sun when it's on the rise. I know a woman who keeps her dreams locked in a tin. And I know a woman who dances in 4 directions. And your eyes shining brighter, your heart feeling lighter, and your ego getting smaller, like the loosening of a collar, and your purpose getting clearer, spirit family drawing nearer. I know a mountain that gets taller the higher you climb. And I know a poem that gets longer the more than you rhyme. I know a dream that gets bigger the more you believe. And I know a bridge that gets stronger the more than you breathe. And your eyes shining brighter, your heart feeling lighter, and your ego getting smaller, like the loosening of a collar, and your purpose getting clearer, spirit family drawing nearer. Went to the water and there's a lot of days and a lot of ways to see. Went to the fire, there's a lot of days and a lot of ways to see. Look to the ground, there's a lot of days and a lot of ways to see. Look to the sky and there's a lot of days and a lot of ways to see. I know sometimes it feels like you travel too